with few exceptions, I know, well, I'm related to 4 or more here. 4 of the people in the room are my children. I know them well. I think I know, and there are some other relatives here. I think I know everyone else. I feel very comfortable with that. And I'm mindful of the fact that my older daughter, number 1 daughter, said to me, just don't talk too long. We're not here to hear you. And I would agree with that. But I'm not going to sit down quite yet, because I think I have a suspicion this may well be the last time. Back up a little bit. I spent my life talking with students and working with students. And in fact, what's curious about that is that at least one of those students, who goes back almost, well, half a century or thereabouts, which tells you that I'm obviously an old man. In fact, all of 95, going on 96. So, without further ado, I want to introduce or have you hear a speaker. That's the primary person, the primary reason for your being here, not anything that I have to do or say. It's to hear from the gentleman sitting on my right. Andre, say it for me again?
Yeah. I will not say.
In any event, I welcome you to Brooksby Village. As I say, I haven't done this for quite a few years, and it irritates me that it's coming out so poorly. But I did make it clear to several people here that there might well be little children. In fact, there are 2 little children, and what makes it comforting for me, and I hope it will not be distracting to you, one of them just woke up, 2 of them are 2 of the 3 great-grandsons are present for this. And my thought is that 50 years from today, some parent or some friend will say, hey, look at this picture. This is you when you were a little kid, 1 or 2, and this is your great-grandfather. And that was my idea. So, the primary speaker of the day, I won't bungle his name again. It's my pleasure to introduce the principal speaker of the day. Please step forward, sir.
Well, thank you very much. I'm very honored to be with you today. For France, it's a very solemn moment, the moment we recall the veterans that fought for our freedom, that fought for freedom in general, because France and the US share the same ideals of democracy, freedom and dignity, and we were together to fight that moment, and France remembers what she owes to those American soldiers who came as airfighters, as pilots, the Navy, all those American soldiers who came and fought for us. So today we are here for you, despite what you said. I'm very honored to be with your family today in this special occasion. You came to France in one of the darkest hours in the history. At the time you may have not been familiar with France, but you certainly knew what she represented, those values that we have together and was referring to. In the name of those values, you risked your life. You fought against the Nazi regime. that was the greater threat to those values we cherish. I also want to take this opportunity to remember the ultimate sacrifice of so many of your comrades who now rest on French soil. Know that French schools come every year to visit the cemeteries, more particularly in Normandy, and it's always a very important moment for all those students. Technical Surgeon Joseph Milnor, I want to personally convey to you the gratitude of the people of France for your efforts to restore freedom. You are a true hero for the US and for France. You have led an extraordinary career, both in the military and later as a civilian. You were born on July the 11th, 1923, in Ridgewood, New Jersey. In 1942, just as you were starting out at Princeton University, you were enlisted into the United States Army. And I try to imagine what it means for someone who's just starting out at a very prestigious university, starting his life, to be enlisted into the US Army and to start fighting. I find it very moving. In 1943, you were called for active duty and you were assigned to the Air Force. You first went to Scottsfield, Illinois, where you were trained in radio operation for communication between planes. You then went to basic training in Florida, where you learned how to handle a machine gun in an airplane. In May of 1944, your crew flew to Brazil, Africa, and then finally to Italy, just east of Rome. You were part of the 451st Bomb Group in the 15th Air Force, and from there you proceeded to conduct 36 different wartime missions on the B-24 bomber plane with a 10-man crew. 8 of your missions were above France, specifically Carnoul, Lyon, Salon-Provence, Le Pontet, Béziers, Nîmes, Arles, and Le Pontet once again. Your specific role was as a waist gunner, and you were also responsible for radio communication. Your final mission was in August of 1944. You were then discharged while working as an aerial gunnery instructor in Laredo, Texas, in October 1944. Here I must say that we all know that air pilots and people serving in the air forces have less chances to survive than other soldiers, and it requires a lot of courage to be on a plane and to fight because of the danger. I must say that in my own family, 3 of my great uncles died as air pilots fighting World War II from mission. They started in Britain and they died in those operations on the front. So there's this great family of air pilots. It's something very strong that unites our nations. It's a tradition that we cherish and keep. After the war, you would go on to finish your bachelor's degree in history at Princeton University, and then a master's at Trinity College in history and education. You then led an outstanding career in the field of education as a secondary school teacher from 1948 to 1957, as a principal from 1957-1960 in a school in Istanbul, Turkey, as headmaster of the Pomfret School from 1961-1973, and then as headmaster at a school in Palo Alto, California, from 1986-1988. It is in this spirit of remembrance and thankfulness for extraordinary men like Joseph Milnor that the Legion of Honor, or Légion d'honneur as we say in French, was first created by Napoleon Bonaparte back in 1802 to reward extraordinary accomplishments and outstanding services rendered to France. It is France's highest distinction, and I am honored and pleased to be here today to bestow this award upon you. Today, Technical Surgeon Joseph Milnor, I have the great pleasure to announce that in recognition of your heroic actions and extraordinary accomplishments, the President of the French Republic, Emmanuel Macron, has named you Knight, Chevalier, as we say, of the Legion of Honor. You'll be joining a group of remarkable American individuals who fought for our freedoms. This long list of American fighters, soldiers, who served in France and helped liberate our country. It is now my distinct privilege to bestow the award on you. So, Technical Surgeon Joseph Milnor, you were a member of the 451st Bomb Group, 15th Air Force. For your bravery and devotion to duty, you were awarded the European, African and Middle Eastern Campaign Ribbon with 4 bronze battle stars, the Good Conduct Medal, the Air Medal with 3 bronze clusters and 1 service stripe. As a member of the 451st Bomb Group, you conducted 8 total missions in France, directly helping the efforts to liberate my country from the Nazi regime. Technical Surgeon Milnor, au nom du Président de la République, nous faisons chevalier de l'Ordre national de la Légion d'honneur.
I did not say, it now occurs to me, and it is more appropriate at this point than at the beginning of those remarks. And it is the hope that the relationship started well before revolutionary times. The relationship between France and our country was close. I pray that it remains as close in the future between America, the United States, and France as it is at this time. Please be seated. The formal part of the ceremonies are over. At this stage, it would be very nice if those of you who can and are able simply join us and our speaker here for a late breakfast. And I have 4 children, and they will be very happy. If you don't know where this room is, it's up 1 flight. Out here, there are stairs and an elevator. And we will gather, those of us who can, we welcome you, and delighted to see you. And of course, I need to thank our speaker profusely for his, I think, perhaps overstated remarks. People who were involved in World War II by the millions, whatever the side. And they're dropping off all too quickly, and I can say categorically not too many of them are older than I am. I don't much like it, but I am delighted that I look on this particular episode, this speech, and this honor, and I emphasize that as I feel that very strongly. So, with that, we stand adjourned, and